So, very good morning to all of you. We are again back with our next topic of Human Resource Management of BTECH ECE 5th semester, paper code OESE EC 506C. And today's topic of discussion is employee discipline, right? So, the term discipline we are hearing from our childhood, right? From our school teacher, from our parents, that we have to be disciplined. So, what is discipline? Let us understand. So, we'll be discussing today meaning and definition of discipline, guidelines of action, penalties and the punishment and the rewards for the discipline. So first we'll be understanding what is the meaning and the definition of discipline. So discipline is expected and accepted behavior within the organizations. Number one is the expected. What you are expected to do. You have to behave as per the expectations, right? So that is called expected and the accepted behavior. So number one is the expected and number two is the accepted. Now this accepted part varies from organization to organization, culture to culture, right? So that's why we have to be very much cautious about it. Now what is employee discipline? Employee discipline is the behavior expected by the employer or the organizations. So whatever is being expected by the organizations, if you are doing that, so that means you are disciplined. So in a nutshell, you can tell expected behavior plus accepted behavior is equal to employee discipline. That means what is being expected from you, if you are behaving like that, plus the behavior which you are displaying is accepted by the industry, by the company, by the culture. So that means you are disciplined. That means you are a disciplined employee. Right, so that is the fundamental concept of discipline. Okay, another terminology of the discipline is called the orderliness. So what is orderliness? You should do whatever you are supposed to do. If you are doing that, so that means you are disciplined. If you are not doing that, so that means you are not disciplined. Right, you should do whatever you are supposed to do. Now let us understand what are the features of discipline that we have already discussed. So let us check. Number one, following rules and regulations. Number two, behave according to express terms. Now what is express terms? Express terms means the explicit rules and regulation that has been discussed, that has been given to you in written format, that these are the things you cannot do. Right, these are the things you cannot do. Every day you need to come to office at 10 a.m. in the morning. If you are late by 5 minutes and if it is 3 consecutive days, one leave will be deducted. Right, these are the rules. I mean, on Monday to Thursday you need to wear formal dresses. You cannot wear jeans and a t-shirt on Monday to Thursday. On Friday you are allowed to wear t-shirt, but even in the t-shirt you cannot wear a round neck t-shirt. You have to wear a collar with collar t-shirt. So these are the rules and regulations that has been given to you explicitly in writing and has been discussed several times. So that is expected, and that is called express terms. And number three is the behave according to implied terms. Implied terms is maybe that has not been expressed, that has not been written, but that is expected. Right? It is expected that you are going to obey your seniors. It is expected that you are going to respect your colleagues. It is expected. That is implied. Nobody is going to tell that. Nobody is going to write, given these things in writing, but you have to follow it, right? So these are the things. So if, we'll be calling an employee is disciplined if, number one, if that employee is following rules and regulation. Number two, behave according to the express terms and behave according to the implied terms as well, right? So these are the three things you need to remember. Next one is the types of discipline. Discipline can be of two types, positive or constructive disciplines, and next one is a corrective or punitive discipline. So these are the two things, positive or constructive discipline, and number two, corrective or punitive discipline. So these are probably, you probably have understood what are these actually. So let us explain one by one. So number one is the positive or the constructive discipline, that means promoting a self-discipline within the organization by educating the employee on rules, regulation, and the standard. Like, we are not punishing anybody. We are telling that you have to come on time to the office. This is the utility of coming to the office on time. So we are educating them, right? So we are expecting they will be, showcasing that desired behavior. Okay. Next one is educating employees on the objective expected from those rules, regulation, and standard. Why these rules are being framed? What is the objective? What is the reasoning? We are just explaining, and we are expecting they are going to follow that. Next one, obtaining the consent of all the employees in amending the existing rules and regulations and adding new ones. If we are, changing any rule, amending any rule, introducing any new rule, definitely we should discuss with the employees, then we should implement it. Next one, this is also called preventive discipline. So that in future, we are expecting, if we are implementing all these things, we are having an expected behavior from the employees, right? So that's why it is called positive or the constructive discipline. Next one, what is preventive discipline? Making employee discipline by punishing those who violate the code of conduct. If you are coming late for 3 consecutive days, 1 day CL will be deducted. If no CL available, 1 day salary will be deducted. Okay. So this is used as a preventive method of future violation of discipline. So this is called corrective. Okay, this is called corrective method. So discipline, make the people disciplined by punishment. Now we need to understand employee misconduct. What is employee misconduct? Employee misconduct means violating rules and regulations of the organization. So if there are some rules and regulations in the organization, you are violating that. So automatically you are doing some misconduct. Breach of expressed or implied terms of the contract of employment. You are breaking the express. We have discussed about express terms and implied terms. So if you are breaking any of those, so that means you are actually doing a misconduct. An act done inside or outside the organization which has an impact on the smooth functioning of the organization. You have done something bad within the organization or outside the organization, but that affect the smooth functioning of the organization. So that means that also will be considered as an misconduct. So this is the fundamental concept of misconduct. Now, what are the types of misconduct? Now, the misconduct can be of 2 types: minor misconduct, major misconduct. So as the term indicates, you can understand what is a minor and major. If the emphasis of the misconduct is not so high, that is a minor. If the emphasis of the misconduct is high, that is called major misconduct. So let us take some examples. Minor misconduct, like acts of misconduct that do not result in severe disciplinary action. Number 1, late attendance. You are coming late. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, accepted. I mean, there is no severe actions we are not going to take. Maybe some CL will be deducted, but it will be converted into a major misconduct if you are coming late every day for a longer period of time. Say, for example, you are supposed to come at 10, but you are coming at 11, then 11:30, then 12, 12:15, like that. So then it will be considered as a major misconduct, right? So number 2 is absenteeism. You are frequently becoming absent. Okay, sometimes you are becoming absent without taking prior approval. I mean, without taking leave. So if again it is a minor misconduct, but if it becomes a habit of you and you are doing it occasionally, I mean at a regular interval, so then it may again become a major misconduct. Next one is the negligence of the work, carelessness. You are not taking care of your job effectively. You are careless. So that is also minor misconduct. Again, if it affect the production, if it affect the service for a long-term basis, again it can be converted into major. Next one is the not wearing the uniform or the PPE, that is the personal protective equipment, which is a very common term nowadays during this corona era, that every healthcare professional have to wear a PPE, right? So that's the thing. If you are not wearing any personal protection care utensils, so that will be minor misconduct, right? Next one is the refusal to work for a reasonable amount of overtime. Let me say, for example, your office hours is up to 5, then the manager is telling that why don't you work up to 6 today? 1 hour extra because it is required. But if you are refusing, you are saying, no, my job is up to 5, so I'll be working up to 5. That's it, right? So this is again minor misconduct, but if you are doing it regularly, that may create issues, right? So these are the minor misconduct. Now let us understand what are the major misconduct. So major misconduct resulting into severe punishment, maybe termination as well. So number 1 is the insubordination, is the willful disobeying your superior. Intentionally you are disobeying your superior. Your superior is telling something, but you are not doing that intentionally. So that is a major misconduct. Next one, false allegation against the superior. That false accusation which don't have a solid foundation, but still you are doing that. Theft or misappropriation, stealing or using the properties of the organization misappropriately. Okay, so that is also an issue. right? You are stealing something, or say for example, company have given you a car for your official purposes. Now you are utilizing the same thing for your personal purposes on a huge manner on a regular basis. So that will like company have given one company, I'm just giving an example, like one company have given a corporate credit card. I mean, whenever you'll be working in corporate, so they will maybe getting a corporate credit card. And of course, what is the utility of the corporate credit card? Because to meet the expenses for your corporate expenses like the corporate tour and etc. But if you are utilizing the corporate credit card for your personal purposes or purchasing your personal things, so that again it's a gross misconduct or the major misconduct. Okay, next one is the assaulting or threatening another employee. That is, you can understand, you cannot assault or threat other employee. Using abusive language or to address the superior, even the juniors. You cannot use abusive languages to anyone. It may be superior, it may be junior, it may be colleague, anyone. Next one, drunkenness of responsible officer while on duty. So you're coming to the office under the influence of alcohol, which is not accepted. So this is a gross misconduct. So if these things happen, major action would be taken. Even termination may happen, right? So these are the things. So now, if there is a major or minor misconduct, we have to take some disciplinary procedure. What are those disciplinary processes? Number one is the preliminary investigation we need to conduct, that whether this is actually a case for further investigation or not. We'll be collecting the facts and figures. So that is called primary investigation. Next, show cause or the charge sheet. Then if we found that yes, there is a base for this allegation, so then what we'll be doing, we'll be creating a show cause notice for the employee, that why you have done explain. Okay, we'll be framing some charges. These are the charges has been framed against you, and along with that we'll be giving show cause. Receiving explanation, then the employee will be giving explanation in writing. Then we'll be either accepting or rejecting. If it is accepted, then the case closed. If it is not accepted, then we need to analyze the answer and explanation to see the validity, treating the answer and the explanation based on their validity. So if it is found valid, then the case will be closed, that fine, he has explained. But if we found that no, this explanation is not right, so we'll be going for the further step. So what is that? That is called domestic inquiry. Then we'll be going for an in-depth analysis of the incident related to the disciplinary process. The inquiry by the management from the employee accused, he can either defend or accept. Okay, so that is domestic inquiry. Based on the domestic inquiry, we'll be preparing the findings. The report will be prepared. If the accused person is proved to be guilty, then the action needs to be taken. And if he not proved to be guilty, then the action would not be taken. Okay. So next one is the if proved to be guilty. So that is taking the disciplinary action. Depending on the gravity of the mistake committed, higher the gravity, more the tight the punishment is. So that so these are the steps we are going to follow. These are the 7 steps for conducting a disciplinary procedure within an organization. Okay. Next one is the punishment for the disciplinary action. So you have found that this person is guilty. So what kind of actions can be taken? Number one, the verbal warning. So first level instances, we have just given a verbal warning that okay, fine. We are just giving you a warning. Don't do that further. But if again repeatedly they are doing the same mistakes or intentionally, so then it's a severe warning that next time it is not going to be tolerated. Right. So last warning. So even if that person is going to do that, so there may be a fine, 5% of the salary can be deducted. Okay. Next one can be they can be go for suspension, that indefinite period. That again, until and unless further notified, you are suspended. Okay. Next one is the transfer, punishment transfer. Okay. In a place where nobody wants to go, that is called the punishment transfer. Next one is the deferment of the increment of the promotion. That is, you are supposed to get a promotion or the increment, you are deferring it. There may be demotion and there may be termination. So these are the types of action you can actually take. So these are actually the part of the syllabus of the discipline management under the 4th chapter of human resource management of BTECH ECE 5th semester. So we'll be again coming back with the last topic of this chapter, that is called workers' participation management, in our next session. Till then, go through this session. If you have any queries, please feel free to ask me in this forum. Thank you so much.